Yo.
Hey, welcome to the new meta episode 176.
You had to look, didn't you?
No, I actually knew. I was just playing it off.
All right.
It's been a long time. It's been a super long time. Longest break we've taken, I would imagine. I think maybe
that's accurate. Yeah. Yep.
So
crazy times.
It's been, man. We just had IRL hit, and then you went on some trips, and
well, it's ultimately this is all your fault. Like, if we really back this thing up, it's really your fault for changing it to Thursdays, because Thursdays is just like the worst day. I mean, other than like being a Friday or Saturday, Thursdays just all.
Yeah, you want to do Fridays instead?
No,
me either.
We'd be never having a podcast.
Right.
But yeah, so like the Thursday forever ago was St. Patty's Day. Right?
Yep.
And so I was like, well, I want to go out for St. Patty's Day.
You had a date? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it was snowboarding, which we knew I was going to be gone for.
Okay.
And then I had a chance to go down to Tulum to something called the Zama Festival.
So Fluff's fault.
Yep.
Okay.
And I did that.
Okay.
And then I was back. And we're like, let's do this. It's a Thursday. And I encountered, like, again, this is really weird for me because, like, I can't really get food poisoning. I've been in multiple situations in my life where people around me get food poisoning. I never, ever get it. I've got, like, an iron stomach. But I brought something back from Mexico. I think it was from, like, water in, like, maybe the last couple of days I was there. I don't know.
You drinking out of the river or what?
No, I think honestly it was like this beach club I was at. They like kept bringing me drinks, and I think the ice was probably not filtered water. So I was just like pounding these drinks, and yeah, I don't know if I've had stomach sickness since like 2007. I think that's how long it's been.
You set up your work station in the bathroom? Is that what you're saying?
It was bad, man. It was really bad. I couldn't move. I hurt to stand upright, which really sucks. Is I was like on this like killer 14-day, 2-a-day workout regimen, and then just like 3 days just in bed, couldn't move. Just not pretty at all.
Well, I'm glad you're feeling better.
Thanks.
I wasn't gonna throw your business out. I didn't know if you wanted to tell people you were sick. I didn't think you would care, but
my business is out all there anyways, right? Like my Instagram's public, like I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
What have you been doing? Like what the heck are you doing?
Lots a while. Let's be honest.
Are you at least streaming it, PChild?
No, I'm not.
Damn it.
I'm just grinding. I'm just grinding it. TBC. I've been doing that, and then retail had this patch come out, and I'm like, man, I haven't played retail since TBC dropped. Like, literally hadn't even logged in my characters. And so I was like, okay, this 9.2 patch, looks like there's some things that could be fun. Let's just check it out. And so I logged in, man. I've been having a blast blazing through the content. I don't know how long it's going to keep me, hooked on it,
right.
But for the last 2 weeks, 2 or 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that, I've been going pretty ham on that content. It's been fun. But really that's about it.
Well, hot damn.
Yeah.
Easy as.
Same old. Yep. Pretty chill. There's not like there's any Diablo news to talk about. Nothing's happening. Tomorrow's season 26? Tomorrow. Are you going to play season 26 tomorrow?
Are we not?
Yeah, we are.
Okay. Do we have?
I have people. I've lined up. I have vetted our people. No offense, team from season 25.
That was our best.
Yeah, I have actually. You know what? While I'm thinking about it, I am going to go ahead and send the messages out because we hadn't talked for sure. I didn't know if you had like hot date or stomach flu or something. So I'm gonna go ahead and.
I think I missed one season start because they timed it with or maybe a few, like because it's vacation or POE. There's a one season they completely lined up. But
yeah, it's
and there's some POE timeline coming too. We're gonna talk about that. We got some D3 stuff. We got D4. We got D2R. Lost Epoch.
Yeah.
Lost Ark.
Lost Ark.
All the shit, boy.
all the things. Yeah. So it'll be cool, man. I didn't. How much PTR did you play after the one night? I know you did one night of testing. Is that pretty much all you did, or did you
one and done? I was like, I want to know what the thing is, right? The new, basically trial, right? I want to know what that was about. And
are we gonna go hardcore? We doing hardcore again?
As long as you don't like spawn us in Act 3 and then like start that event where we all get trapped in that.
That wasn't cage. Me. Oh man,
that was so bad.
What are we gonna do for a comp? Hold on, we got to talk some shit out because we haven't even talked about this at all. What are we gonna do? All right, are we committing to hardcore?
You know,
what comp do we want to run?
I don't really know what class to play.
Okay, true.
Yeah,
I think you should try Necro.
You know, I think it's been a couple seasons. You know, since
yeah. What do you think?
No,
you play Necro this season.
Yeah, I'm definitely playing Necro.
I think I want to go Monk. I haven't played Monk in a long time. 3 seasons in a row, right? Yeah, I actually I like Monk first start. I think it can carry pretty hard early on. I don't know. We'll see. I honestly I haven't looked and seen, like, they didn't do a lot of changes for balance. It didn't seem. I need to go through and read the final notes. I read the patch notes and looked at those pretty closely, but the final notes I didn't look at. I don't know how much changed from what PTR was.
We're going to look at it. We'll figure it out together.
Let's figure it out together.
Yeah. So what? You're going to start a Monk. I'm going to do a Necro, which is always a great combo. So
why do you think it's not a good combo? I'll carry you through the levels as I always do every season.
All right.
And then somewhere around Paragon 500, you'll start pulling your weight.
Okay. All right. It's false. Well, hopefully we'll have, I feel like the last, what would you say, 4 or 5 seasons, we've kind of had to carry the other 2 people?
I would say the last 2 for sure.
Okay.
The last 2 for sure. But that's okay. Like we're vetted. I got some good people this time. Like we'll be okay. So,
okay. So you say?
Yeah. If we're not okay this time, then you know what? I'm done. I'm retiring. Hanging it up.
Yeah. Hang it to Jersey.
Well.
Okay. So do you know what the other guys are going to start, or are they just going to kind of adapt to what we?
I think they'll probably adapt, but I'm not going to force them to play anything. It's like whatever, we're going hardcore, so it's not like we're trying to speed,
of course we are.
World's first hardcore 70. I mean, the one time we raced, I beat you anyway. So like, the belt's hanging up on the wall back there somewhere.
When did we race? What are we talking about?
The last season before we started leveling together.
Okay.
It was close though.
Was I solo?
It was really close.
Surely.
No, it was a group. It was
really?
you had like Chuck and 2 other people. I don't know who the other guys were, and it was me and some of my guys from my community. And
okay. I'll just have to take you at your word because.
Yeah, that boomer brain doesn't remember, huh? Yeah,
I can't imagine losing to you.
Convenient. Anyway, so we'll iron that out, but tune in tomorrow for the season launch if you're listening live. And
hardcore, might be a kind of dangerous play with this new, trial thing.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, I didn't consider that.
Yeah,
to learn, because I didn't jump in and learn the mechanics in PTR either. So learning the mechanics in hardcore might be
great.
Bad idea. Yeah, that might be a bad idea. I think you just have to stop killing shit and then let the meter take over, and it'll boot you out though. Like there's like that.
We'll find out.
We'll
find out after you die, and then we'll all leave.
Okay, so I'm gonna let you go in. I'm gonna click the thing and then teleport out really fast. Everybody port on me, and like as my portal's about to get me back to town, right? Oh shit.
As long as we don't die like last time. So if you guys didn't catch it last time, we like started up a event in Act 3, Ruins of Sescheron, and we were on like expert or master.
I don't know. I said we should have dropped it in the first place, and somebody had a big brain idea. Let's crank it up to like fucking Torment 1 or some shit.
Someone triggers this event, so we can't escape from the thing, and like we just get picked off. Like one at a time, we're getting picked off, and
you just know you're gonna die. Like you know you're dead. Yeah. Like, okay.
The worst part too is I had my gloves on me.
Yeah. What fun would it be for the viewers if we didn't have just a horrible start? Like our pain is their enjoyment. True. That's the way it goes.
True.
If we just blaze through and we're like, oh, we were the best. Look at this. Like nobody, okay, that's cool. They want to see us fucking dying 7 times and wanting to choke each other out,
Yeah.
So, but
I need to get some snacks.
Yeah, me too.
Some keto.
I don't know.
Man, I don't know. What's your so you've been doing keto for like a couple of years now, really, right?
Almost, it's been a while. I mean, I've fallen off for a while.
Sure.
Like I went like a good 3 or 4 or 5 months. I don't even remember how long now, where I just totally jumped off bandwagon for a little bit, but then my clothes started getting tight again.
So what's your favorite, after all this time, what's your favorite keto snack?
I mean, I don't like the discovery of the keto bread really changed life.
Okay.
If you're being real, like, let's be real, man. Okay. Like bread is a huge thing. Yeah. You can make sandwiches, you can make hamburgers, hot dogs, things like that. It adds a lot to it.
It's like a meal. What about a snack?
I know.
Like you're gaming, you're like, oh, I'm in the middle of a raid, I can only get up, I gotta grab something.
Cheese. Definitely cheese. Okay. I buy cheese cubes.
Got it.
And pepperoni and or salami. Okay. So I'll go to the deli and buy a bunch of salami, get it cut really thin, or I'll buy a big pack of pepperoni and just pepperoni and cheese.
Yeah.
So that's got to be the play.
Yep.
Yeah.
Peanut butter.
How about you? Do you have one?
Peanut butter. I just like get a spoon, take a scoop.
But it's got carbs in it though, doesn't it?
That's really, really low.
Okay.
Just take a scoop. I go through peanut butter like crazy.
So. Yeah, I love peanut butter too. Yeah. Okay, crunchy or creamy?
Crunchy.
Oh,
100%. I mean, 100%. Like if I'm throwing it into a shake, smooth, but
yeah. On a PBJ, crunchy all day.
All day. Especially in a spoonful. Like, because you're like chewing it. The smoothie, just like, I don't know, you're like, it's getting stuck in your mouth. But chewing, you got to chew it. It's delicious.
Yeah. Let's jump into the things.
All right, fine.
Let's look at what did they do with D3? Let's talk about it.
Polls.
Oh, polls. We had a poll.
Remember we do those things?
Oh shit. What's a poll?
It's been a while since we had a format for this thing. All right. So, new Meta Podcast question from I don't know, like
2 months ago.
Yeah. What do you think of DC's PTR patch for season 26? So it's still relevant. Option 1, poggers. Option 2, meh. Option 3, dog shit is. And looks like coming in at 45.9% of the vote. Meh.
Yes. Okay.
How do you feel about now that it's out, it's ready, it starts tomorrow?
I don't know. It's weird because a lot of the seasons I usually think like, oh, this isn't going to be that good, or this one's going to be great. In my opinion, almost always changes after I play the season a little bit, right? But I think it's cool for that we're still getting updates. If I'm being completely honest, like it's kind of meh to me a little,
okay.
But I'm glad that they're still updating the game and working with the assets they have. I think the team, I always feel bad because I want to commend the work the team does with what resources they have available.
Sure.
And I think they do a really good job with the resources they have, but it's just going to be like a 1 or 2 day play session for me, and then I'll probably hang it up for the season.
Sure. I think a lot of people are in that same boat at D3 in this stage. Yeah, I think I kind of agree. Like, obviously, for one, when Necro doesn't get literally anything, I get a little disappointed. Trigul's has been a cosmetic item for since Reaper Souls, basically. So would love for something there, and love for some Pestilence, the starting set for Hadriggs, and it still kind of sucks. It's still really, really fun to play, but it still sucks. Anyways, I go on a whole tangent there. But yeah, so coming in at the top of the vote. Pretty close behind is Poggers, 39.2% of the vote, and 14.9% at Dog Shit Is.
That's so funny, man. Yeah, it's weird. This season we didn't get a lot of balance changes, and that's something that's as weak as it kind of seems when you read patch notes. You're like, oh, it's just a season with the balance patch. When it's not in there, I think it really does kind of like, oh man, like no new sets are going to get buffed. That gives me a reason to play XYZ class, you know? And it's like, I kind of love the cycle of, I wish they would embrace it a little more. Whatever the best is, nerf it a little bit, make it not the best. And whatever is the worst, like bring it up.
Yeah.
Like make it good.
Sure.
And if you continue that cycle, like it doesn't have to be from best to worst, but continue that cycle of rotating the sets around. And then there's a lot of variance, at least in the classes that you can play from season to season. So,
yeah.
And they didn't really get that. So last season had a little too, but I think it was a little light on the balance, if I remember correctly too. Necro hasn't had love in like a year, I feel like.
Wow. We had Wrathmore rework, I feel like.
Was it? So last season they didn't get anything. This season they didn't get anything. Right. Last season they didn't get anything. So that's 6 months.
I think, yeah.
Did they get some before?
Yeah.
So, and I'm sure there's other classes on the list that didn't get reworked.
Yeah,
either,
I think at the very least, like, just change one thing. You know what I mean? Like, just change one thing.
It doesn't have to be a full set rework.
Right, yeah.
Like, you can do a balance and not do a rework. Right? Like, so, okay. Example, like, all right, Natalia's on Demon Hunter because that's just the one I always go to. It's like Natalia's is dog shit. Let's just put an extra 0 on the number. And I know we've talked so much shit on doing that for so long, but it's like it's been so bad forever. I don't even like in season before seasons, pre-seasons, maybe it was good, and it's like so it's been 5 years of being dog shit.
Yeah.
Like to just like crank it up for a season and let us play with it, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I don't know either. But yeah. So that's that poll. For next week, obviously, because the season's coming up, we gotta know what class are you starting in Diablo 3's season 26? Option 1, Monk DH. Option 2, Wizard, Witch Doctor, Necro. Option 3, Crusader, Barbarian. Tweeting that out. Right, meow. Post that in chat. I just clicked my own face. Whoops. Okay. I didn't have chat open. I'm really good at this. It's been a minute.
Grouped up by primary stat there. Got the dex, the strength-based classes. So those are
Twitter
probably WoW terms at this point. I don't even remember. I get them mixed up. But yeah.
Yeah. So looking at this thing, right? Patch 2.7.3, season 26 goes live tomorrow, our time, 7 p.m. Central. As always, save your effing challenge rift. Even if you're just going to blow it within the first 5 minutes of you playing.
Like make sure you do it on the right hardcore or softcore character.
Yes, that's a good call. I don't know who would do that in the
who would do it early on accident and who would open the bag on the wrong.
Chat voted yours was worse. I'm just saying.
I don't think so. Did they?
Yeah, they did.
Did they actually confirm that? Or are you making it up?
100%. It was one of our new meta polls.
I don't remember that poll. I don't remember losing that.
Believe that. But yeah. So tomorrow again. Season start, always a good time. The rewards for this season, like a little wolf frame.
What has he got, a lollipop?
It kind of looks like a lollipop, a toothsome trooper pet. So I assume yes, toothsome is a lollipop, and every once in a while he screams and spits, kind of thing. Is what it looks like.
The Wizard of Oz Lollipop Guild song pops in my head when I see it. I don't know the words to it. That's cool. Portraits.
Yeah, the portrait looks
and pets.
Kind of looks like Game of Thronesy, like the wolf. Yeah.
Do you think? Okay, they obviously have artists that make these pets.
Yes.
There's no way that they had this many pets,
right,
in the game from base. Right.
And I think we had confirmation, like I don't know, 6 months ago they were actually making new little assets.
Yeah, I know they had some assets like for the new sets. I definitely know that they had guys do that, or a team. But I wonder if one season, if they could get those artists to put cosmetics in the game aside from pets. Like what if they did transmogs? I would be much more enticed by transmogs than the pet. Like, give me some cool shoulders. Give me a helmet. We
had this set as the cosmetic reward since the dawn of seasons.
Yeah, it's like
I'd much rather have something that makes my character look cool than like my portrait frame or a pet.
Yeah, a spell effect. Like, can you devote that artist to making a spell effect.
Yeah.
You know, like
make something red instead of green, or
complete the it doesn't even have to be for every class. Complete the season and XYZ character gets, you know, your Crusader pony now looks like a death, you know, stallion or some shit. I don't know.
Black.
Whatever.
Right.
Yeah. But we would do that. You know, like I don't care. Like even if it's a class I don't play, I'm still gonna be like, all right, I want to get that.
I would do that too.
So just the thought.
And you can recycle them too, you know? Yeah. Seasonal Journey rewards, that's no thing. It's seasonal conquests, we know those now. So it's Avarice, which is the money. Speed Demon, which is not super fun.
No, Speed Demon sucks.
The leveling a person to max level and a gem to max level, or not max level, but 65 at least. And then reach greater lift 55 solo. So 3 of these are going to be real easy.
Yeah, you're going to do that just by playing. Like, did you log in the game? Yeah, the only one that's hard is Speed Demon. And you only need 4 for the seasonal journey, so basically it's a no-brainer this season, right? I don't think you have to get all of them.
Right. Hadrig's Gift. We have Raycor for Barb, which is great for if you're a Barb main, because Raycor was the one that got reworked. Crusader Armor of Akan. Not bad. Demon Hunter Marauder. Yikes. Monk's Innas, which...
Yeah, it is good for that's great. Yeah, that's great for monks, honestly.
Necro Pesty, which, you know, is not the best here, but it's a fun set to play. Witch Doctor Zuni and Wizard Delcier's Magnum Opus.
Okay. Yeah, Monk is definitely the one of the probably. I don't know how good the new Barb rework set is.
I think it's pretty good,
but Monk's going to be strong, especially for leveling. It'll be strong.
Yeah. And of course, you know, the stuff that got changed, like, so the Echoing Nightmare, the stuff no longer drops gold. The things that happen within the Echoing Nightmare are now more punishing, which I remember that was a big discussion point. The shield pylon got replaced with the speed pylon. So if you guys don't know, there's a pylon in every corner, and you get to kind of choose when you utilize those pylons. So it's like a conduit, a power, a speed, and a Chanel in each of the 4 corners. Reduce the Echoing Nightmare closing timer to 30 seconds, which is great if we're trying to survive tomorrow in hardcore. Prevented it from being open in games lower than level 70, so no power leveling in Echoing Nightmare Sag. And obviously a ton of updates for rifts themselves, so a lot less bad floors, which is great for everyone.
Yeah, that'll be cool. I hope that they really swap the numbers around. Like, I hope it's like, we tweaked them. It's like 1% less. You know,
I actually didn't run GRs on PChild.
Spaghetti.
New thing, so
like we adjusted Spaghetti from being 50% of your rifts to 49. Like, let's go. No, yeah, I hope that they're gone completely forever.
Sewers are gone. Aqueducts are gone forever.
Thank you.
And Fields of Misery, Desert Lands, and Briarthorn are in, which was great.
Yeah, it'll be cool to have some mix up there.
Yeah, Monster XP got flipped around a bit. I don't know if any of like the hardcore guys really got into that. I know there's that website. Remember that website where you're like, that one's worth more XP. I wonder if they updated that site. Probably not.
Yeah,
it's been
I played that game a couple times, and I was like, I'm not this nerd. So,
and then ability to close a rift without leaving the game, which is effing fantastic.
What if your homies are in there? Does it kick them out? You troll so hard.
Single player only.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Sag. So Raycor got changed, as we kind of talked on last time. Looks like not a ton of changes. The weapon throw now generates 50 fury based on the distance instead of 25, and Ancient Spear now refunds 50 fury instead of 25 based on distance from any hit. So small changes there. That's I don't know. I guess, you know, I was part of some discussions on this. I guess I don't know. I expect a little bit more here, I guess, but whatever. We'll see.
Yeah.
How it plays.
I mean, these are the small tweaks that they could do.
Yeah.
So, you know, like kind of what we were saying earlier, like if they just do this, but a couple more, like every class, just like one, like it doesn't have to be huge, just tweak it a little bit on every class. And I think that would be.
I think the big problem was single target damage. It was like a huge problem for Barb. So I wonder if that's at all solved.
Addressed a little bit.
Crusader, we already saw this. The Thorns Invoker. The Thorns didn't get nerfed, but the Norvalds got nerfed. And then the Monk, obviously the Fire Ally, is nerfed. But it looks like some Earth Ally changes. Earth Ally boulder speeds have been increased, but there's always leashed to the player regardless of how many monsters are on the screen. Interesting.
Yeah, that's interesting. They said that we made improvements to the ally to make it feel more fluid and less clunky. So we'll see how that plays out too.
Yeah. And you'll be able to let us know next podcast.
Yeah, I will let you know if it feels any different.
I have no idea what's going on with Monk. I haven't played Monk since like, god damn. What's the LTK days? Like literally LTK days.
Yeah. Lashing tail kick was that was a fun spec. At least I remember it being a fun spec. Agree. Sometimes you go back to those and you're like
why did I play that?
Yeah, that's horrible. But I liked it.
And then it was Wave of Light for like 17 years. And then
which was the exact same build pretty much. It's just you changed like one piece and then one skill and it's the same thing. So instead of killing one thing in one hit, now you killed the entire screen in one hit. So it's like, okay, cool.
Yeah, so it sounds like tomorrow we need to look out for these shadow clones and meteors.
Let's read the shadow clones. Read it real quick. I can't quite read the text.
It just says updated shadow clone explosion to be better reflect the area of effect.
What does that even mean?
I think when you kill the shadow clone, it explodes.
It explodes you? But I couldn't even really see it last time.
Yeah.
Like they were hard to see.
I never even noticed that there was a shadow clone.
Right. So am I just going to get randomly one shot now because I can't see this thing?
Hopefully it's you, yeah.
I hope my clone kills you.
Meteors. I don't remember even seeing meteors, to be honest. But I only did like 5. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess we'll find out tomorrow. Rip.
Interesting.
It's, neither one of us has died, right? In hardcore
leveling? Oh, yeah. We all died. But are you counting?
Oh, well, yeah. Okay. But I mean like at max level.
No.
Yeah.
No, we haven't. So fucking knock on wood. You just jinxed us.
I did knock on wood.
Okay, I did too. We're set.
So hopefully the streak continues.
Yeah. I've had a couple as punishment, I did some punishment streams where I leveled a witch doctor on Switch, Nintendo Switch. It was horrible.
That sounds horrible.
It was horrible. D3. Hardcore witch doctor. I did die on the witch doctor. I think, but it was, chat made me do some stupid stuff like take my weapon off in the middle of a rift or some shit. So
that doesn't sound fun.
No, it was punishment. I was in trouble.
And then for just the sake of discussing it, I pulled up Max Roll's solo tier list. And now, again, take all of these with grains of salt. You're going to see 1,000 videos on the internet of tiers, and it's just an opinion, basically. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so the top 4 Monk, we have LOD, Wave of Light, and Inna's Mystic Ally. For Crusader, we have AOV Heaven's Fury, which is great. That was my favorite. Marauder for the Demon Hunter, which is, gross. I agree.
It's so not fun to play.
LOD Corpse Explosion for Necro, which I actually don't really enjoy. LOD Twister for Wizard. Interesting. I didn't even know that was a thing, to be honest.
Yeah, I vaguely remember it, but I don't remember if I enjoyed it or not, though. I don't know if I ever got the LOD set put together, but it played similar to the set, I think. Could be different now,
though. For Witch Doctor, we have Aracker Spiders and Zunimasa Poison Dart.
Okay.
Looks like who's missing here? The Barb. Barb has no S tier.
No. Is that it? Hold on. Demon Hunter's not on there either.
Hey, it's Marauder Sentry.
Oh, Marauder's yuck. Yeah, that's so bad. I just can't even.
Right. It's hard to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, rip Barb. A tier, we'll just go into A. We're not going to go down to B and C. But A, we've got Lon Barb. I wonder if is that actually Lon Barb or is it Lod Barb? Interesting. Oh, it says LON.
Yeah, I guess.
People still use LON? Is this a thing? Is that real? No.
No, it's Legacy of Dreams. It's got to be.
It's LOD.
It doesn't make any sense.
Right. Akan Bombardment, Invoker Thorns for the Crusader, for the
Invoker's fun.
Is it?
Yeah, it's okay.
Thorns?
It actually wasn't as horrible as I thought it would be. It was actually okay. I didn't hate that place though. So.
For Witch Doctor, we've got Moon Danugu and LON Poison Dart. That also has to be LOD, I would assume. Mm-hmm. Monk, we've got SWK Tempest Rush, POJ Tempest Rush, and LOD Tempest Rush. This seems to be a problem for the Monk, is that there's multiple ways to play the exact same thing. Also Sun Muku, Wave of Light. For Barb is LOD Hoda. So it looks like that's... Oh, there's some on the other side. We have Raycor Boulder Toss with a star next to it. I wonder what a star means. There's no key. So I guess that's to indicate that it's new?
Yeah, or maybe.
Yeah. And then Waste Whirlwind Rend for Necro, LOD Poison Sight. That's probably what I will play. Or Wrath of My Army of the Dead. I could play either of those. Firebirds, Flame Blades for Wiz, Veer Chantoto, LOD Frozen Orb, LOD Hydra, Firebird Explosive Blast, and Veer Reverse Archon. Have you ever done the Reverse Archon?
I have, actually, yeah. It's okay. It was okay. I wish it was regular Archon, not the Reverse Archon, but, and if you guys don't know what we're talking about, you get stacks of a buff when you're out of the Archon form, and you go into Archon and you pew, but the buff is so powerful that it actually works in reverse, that you do all your damage out of the Archon form with the buff. So,
makes sense.
Perfectly intended. That's how they designed it.
Yep. Totally, dude.
Totally designed it that way.
And then, is there anything else you want to talk about D3 wise?
No, I think that's pretty covered it. So we'll have a good season launch tomorrow. Again, if you didn't know, tomorrow
tune in
at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, 6 Mountain, 5 Pacific.
Yeah.
If you don't live in the States, sorry, I don't do those time conversions.
We'll have all those ready to go. If you live in the Philippines,
yeah.
And then the L4 quarterly update, which like it kind of took me by surprise. It's like, okay, right, we have we're owed one, right? Like, okay, dang.
Yeah.
And so I saw the tweet and I'm like, hell yeah, let's go. And then we click it. And
we knew what it was going to be ahead of time, though. Yeah. Pez tweeted out something saying that it was going to be like artsy stuff. I think so.
It is artsy fartsy stuff.
It was okay. Some of the scenes, where's the castle one was my favorite, where he's running through the castle at nighttime.
Right now, I'm looking at the Skosglin coast, so it's looks good. It's like mossy.
The game looks good. Yeah,
dark.
It was a little choppy though. They need to work on their capture. Just kidding. It's alpha.
I'm curious about this though. Like he's climbing a ladder. Which is very like Lost Ark style, and I don't know that. Even I guess it makes sense. Like verticality makes sense, and maybe you just need to have a little bit of it to have like unique environments. But I fucking hate climbing ladders and Lost Ark.
Yeah, it's I want vertical. That's something that I've asked for. Hills, but the game seems to be built. It's better. By far, this is the best ARPG I've ever seen. Even Lost Ark's verticality is like it's pretty much a flat plane, go up a little hill, and then flat plane again. But yeah, going up the ladder, if it's like Lost Ark does a pretty horrible job of it, like where you have to go across tight ropes, or you have to. It's like you click it and then you're locked into an animation for 15 seconds. Yeah. It's like okay. So. I don't know.
Now we're in the Orbai Monastery. Kind of
look at the choppy on their capture.
It is very choppy. Yeah, I concur.
Yeah, like it jumped out to me instantly, and I'm just like, I get it, it's alpha, but I wouldn't.
Yeah,
I would have been like, I'm not putting that out.
And then we have the Kiovashad Night.
Yeah, this was my favorite.
Okay.
Of the environments, I don't know why. I'm just like,
snowy,
okay, that's kind of cool.
Super dark.
Yeah, like
super dark. Yeah.
like a haunted castle looking place.
Yeah, it looks good.
You know, it looks really dope. The lighting as he's walking through, his shadow and stuff, it just looks cool.
I'm so glad D4 decided to not go with the rotating camera because
oh my god, if they would have like done, game's already ruined.
I hate that so much.
I did too.
What else do we have? The Forgotten Places in the World. What is that? Oh, is this gonna be like?
This is like the gruesome one, yeah. This one looks pretty nasty, man. There's like
little tentacles like come up over
monsters that look like organs and shit. It's pretty sick.
I love it.
Yeah, so it's cool. I wonder, you know, some games come off as scary, but after you play them enough, it just completely loses that feel, right?
I can't wait for that first playthrough, right? Where you're like walking here, right? And like something creeps up from the side and you're like, oh shit. Like you
jump scares the crap out of you. Yeah. Is that still going to happen after 1,000 hours? Or are we going to, I don't know, there's a monster behind this door, right. You know?
Desensitized.
So, or if it'll even be scary from the get-go. I don't know if they're going for scary, but it definitely, that pulls off this vibe of like, oh, we're going to jump scare the shit out of you, you know? So.
I'd say they probably are going for scary a bit, yeah. At least super effing gory. Wretched Caves. I think we kind of played this. It looks very familiar to what we played.
That was like in the demo, or at least a similar-ish zone.
Right. Like kind of, I don't know, I wouldn't want to say too dark because everyone's going to jump down my throat, but it is really,
very dark. Really dark.
Yeah. Looks okay. I like the armor this guy's wearing. And then Flooded Depths. I think we did play this one as well. Yeah.
Did we?
Yeah, well, kind of. Like we had that zone and like the bottom, you could like click doors and stuff.
Is this the one? Is this the one where she jumps around from platform to platform?
Is that?
Or was it another one? There's one where they're jumping around. They put water in the bottom. Yeah, I think this is it, and she has to like jump around.
Okay.
Yeah, like walk on the tightrope and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, super Lost Ark-ish. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like if we jump on that tightrope and are these animations, are we stuck in these? I'm like, why didn't you just slide down the ladder?
Right.
You know what I mean? You got to walk the whole thing. Like, come on now.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, but no, it's you know, this game's beautiful.
I hope of all the things like they stole from Lost Ark, that wasn't like the big takeaway.
They stole ladders and horses from Lost Ark. Lost Ark's horses or mounts look so horrible when they run. Like their feet don't match the speed and stuff. I'm just like,
I don't even notice
we can do
like
that better.
Honestly, I just noticed like how cool the mount looks. I don't really notice like.
It was instant as soon as I saw it the first time. I was like, wait, that's the mount. Oh, his feet don't even match the speed he's going. You know,
right? But yeah, needless to say, we know art team for D4 is killing it. Like we already knew that for sure. So. These look great.
Nothing else really in there. I mean,
in there.
That was it. It was like, look at the cool shit that we made, and that's cool.
Right.
It is what it is.
So I want to pull up one of these things and talk about this. Unless you had something else to bring up right there.
No, that's all I had on the.
So there was a Datamine. So there's a patch like 9.25 coming out for World of Warcraft, and in that Datamine there was an achievement for. Like reserving maybe like a collector's edition for D4.
Yeah.
Now, you know, however long it takes for that 925 to come out, I don't know because I don't follow World of Warcraft. But there's been some like people pulling data of, so like let's talk about when a collector's edition was announced, right?
Mm-hmm.
Until the launch of said game.
Yep.
In a new game. Right. And so unfortunately, this data is from like 9 years ago because we only have like Overwatch to look at and Reaper of Souls, or not Reaper of Souls, but original D3. And so those were both almost exactly 7 months after the release or their unveiling of the collector's edition. So theoretically, we would have a launch of D4 by February-ish. Of 2023.
Yeah.
According to that, you know, tinfoil hat theory crap.
You know what's absolutely crazy is when they revealed this in 19. I'm like, yeah, it'll be like 23 before we get it. Thinking that was so fucking outlandishly far away. And now it's like, that might be soon. You know?
Yeah. Gets here before you know it, man. Life, passes
Yeah,
by.
it's nutty.
What would you tell yourself, way back then? What was it, 2019?
Yeah,
2019. Wow.
I would tell myself, you're still going to be grinding greater rifts 5 years from now. And I wouldn't have believed me. I'd be like, you're a liar. There's no way. So, no, I don't know, man. 23. That's less than a year. I say no. I say that's too soon.
Too soon.
I think it's too soon.
Okay.
I honestly, I hope it's not February 23.
Okay.
I feel it's too soon. I don't feel that we've had any substantial itemization or end game activities that make me feel like this game is even remotely ready to hit the store shelves.
Yeah, I think there's a lot more to unveil and like discuss and get feedback on for sure for a February 2023 date for sure. But
I mean, unless they drop a bomb in one of these blogs, they're like, okay, boys, we're ready to talk about end game activities. Boom, here you go. And we're like blown away,
Right.
But like we haven't, the PvP stuff that they showed us that they cloned from Division, it looks cool. I don't think that's enough to carry the game forever, though. I mean, that's an activity that you'll do some, but it's not like, that's not enough to carry D4.
No.
Dungeons are definitely not enough to carry D4. I don't think.
With all this Lost Ark, and we're going to talk about Lost Ark at the end of here. But like what it's really made me realize is like I obviously enjoy Lost Ark. I love the combat, and I think it's a great time suck. Like there's always gonna be content there waiting for you in Lost Ark, right? And it is free to play, so like get in there or whatever. If you want to play 1 hour a week and do your chaos dungeons and that's how you enjoy the game, great. If you want to like go ham and have 17 alts, fantastic. What I'm really not digging about Lost Ark, particularly for me, is the force grouping. I don't like that. I love how fun and challenging the abyssal raids are, the guardian raid thing that just came out. Like that stuff's like really legit challenging. I think that's really cool and that's really fun to do. I think it's just like I have to find a solid group of people to do it. And that still like bothers me. I don't know, like I'm SSF, I guess, mindset for life now.
That's definitely a challenge. And even more so, like I'll add to our piggyback on that a little bit, is because I'm in the same boat. So like I raid in TBC on WoW, right? I don't always want to raid, but the problem is if I want my raid spot, I have to commit to the raid. So I show up, 2 nights a week, every single week, and I have since TBC dropped. Do I want to raid next week? Nope. But I'm going to because I want my spot on the team for when the shit comes out that I want to go to. That is a problem I have now in retail. I want to do the new raids in retail very badly. And people are like, yo, P, we got a spot for you on the team. But if I take that spot, I'm committing to the raid team. And it's like, I don't want to commit, man. I don't want to join the team and have to be there every single week for 4 months.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the raid team that I have in TBC is awesome, man. Like they're fucking awesome. So I have a good time, it's like I wouldn't have that experience if everything was solo. So it's like a win-lose. Like those times where you do have your buddies playing and you go kill some really hard shit, man, it feels good, right? So I don't know, dude. But to go back to your point, are you just alluding that to Lost Ark, or are you going to relate that to D4?
I think obviously take that to D4 because I think that's kind of the route they want to go. They want to make like the D4 the MMO World of Warcraft, probably the feel of force grouping and probably dailies and stuff like that. Which I also hate login bonuses too. If I'm being honest. If I see a login bonus, I'm like, you think I'm not smart enough to see what you're doing? Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I don't know. But I get it, but I don't like it.
I agree.
So I think that monetization is showing its ugly face in games really bad right now.
Mm.
And I guess it's always kind of been that way, right? But back in the day, like you bought Mortal Kombat because Mortal Kombat was a badass game, right? You're just like, yo, the game's amazing, so everybody bought it. And that's how they made their money. And then they bought Halo because it was groundbreaking, it was new, it was amazing. Everybody bought it. Now it's like you make an amazing game and everybody buys it or it's free, but then like there's always extra monetary, like give us some more money, you know?
Right.
Oh, you spent $60 on our title? That's cool. How about you spend another 100? And like an example, I don't know. I don't even know. See, it's weird because then you start talking about the gray area with free to play. Like Apex came out with some really cool heirlooms the other day, and I'm like, oh, that heirloom's dope. I'd buy it. Was it like $10, $15? No, they wanted you to buy loot boxes.
Oh.
And then after you bought, like, you're guaranteed to not get a duplicate. So if you run the math, like, you have to get every item on the set to get the heirloom. So like at minimum, you're spending $100 to get this thing. And I'm like, are you serious? You want us to pay $100? Like I would have gave you $10. But now that you want to be greedy and want 110, like F you, I'm not going to give you any money now. You know what I mean? Like it just rubs me wrong.
I don't know. Like if I'm loving, like, it's Path of Exile, every single season will come out with a support pack that, is anywhere from $49 to $150, and people pay that. Like, and I
know
what
people buy the heirloom. I play with people on Apex that had the heirloom, and I'm like, how much did you spend to get it? One guy was like 110, the next guy was like 145, and I'm like, that's crazy. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I even said that, I was like, that's crazy. And they're like, and their response was, yeah, I don't play anything else though. That's all I play.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, that's cool. I get it. Like, I don't have a problem with them making money. I just feel like sometimes the line of greed is just like kind of crazy. It's like, dang, $150 for one cosmetic item for one character. Like that's kind of nutty to me, but people do it. So it's like, I guess if that's your dude, that's your dude, you want it. So
yeah.
Would you do that for Necro? Let's say D4 comes out, right?
Sure.
And they're like, there's an item shop and there's this super badass Necro only mount.
Yep.
Only Necros can use it.
Yep.
And you're like, that thing is fucking sick.
Yep.
Like it is so dope.
Yep.
It's $140. You dropping it?
If I'm playing a lot and enjoying the game, yeah, I would probably pay it.
Yeah.
That's the thing too, is like, so, the Lost Ark had that, we talked about last podcast, where they had that set that like, it just looks cool. It's 100% the theme that I like. It's like black armor with like glowing red, and like it looks like Shadow Hunter, or Shadow Knight kind of look, right? And so I'm locked into that look. I love it. I'm like, I know that if I buy this now, like, and I continue to play Lost Ark for say like 5-10 years, I'm most likely still gonna be wearing this cosmetic. It's a high likelihood. And so I went as far as I bought one for my main, I bought one for my alt. And I even bought like one that I can keep in like the claim in case I'm like, oh, maybe in the future there's gonna be a class that comes out that I really enjoyed that's gonna look great in this cosmetic. Like, so
I see, and I always think I'm with you, but I always feel like there's always another one that comes out later, and you're like, oh, that's just a little bit better.
I'm usually not that way. Usually when I see something I like, I'm like, that's the one. That's the one. Yeah.
Okay.
So, and I've never seen anything in Lost Ark history that was cool. Like most of the Lost Ark cosmetics, it's like you're like in a bikini or like a fucking sandy hat.
Well, it depends if your character is male or female, right? Right. Male, you get bladed armor, and females, it's like, how small can we make the G-string? Right. Yeah. So you got fish line for this $40 cosmetic. Here you go.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's just one little thing. I think D4 is going in that direction, so this kind of makes me like, a little nervous.
I think Blizzard in general has been very, very good at making their games social. I think that is what has made them so successful. All of their games have been social. Diablo 2 social, Diablo 3 social, World of Warcraft obviously crazy social, Hearthstone social to an extent.
Right.
Overwatch social. Like none of their games are solo, single player, I'm gonna go do my own thing games. I mean, I guess you could play D2 and D3 solo and never group, but those experiences, to me, that's the reason I played D3 so much, I think, is because of the social aspect.
Yeah.
You know?
I hope that if
I don't see D4 changing.
D4 learned something from Lost Ark that Lost Ark did wrong, would be like, so launch, right? It launched, like, none of us got on the same server.
No, they can't do that shit.
Right.
They can't. And I think Blizzard as a company learned that lesson with
they're better at
with
that.
WoW Classic.
Right.
I see. So WoW Classic had the exact same problem that Lost Ark had, only they had paid transfers in the back of their minds. It was
right.
Son of a. Yeah, but where Lost Ark didn't even have that. So
no,
that 100% deterred me from it. It definitely caused me to stop playing Lost Ark way sooner. If they would have had their launch better, I would have had more people to play with,
right.
and I guarantee my friends would be like, "Yo, come play," and I would be like, "All right, I'll come jump on." Whereas before, I'm like, "Well, I'm on a server by myself, so fuck it, I'm just gonna go play some other game."
Right.
You know.
I feel like we just would have had a lot more like quality hard players in the guild if Una would have been available to people. Right?
I personally had like 7 or 8 people that were like, "I'm gonna play on whatever server you play on."
Yeah.
And then I'm like, "Okay, cool." And then I'm like, and then we talked. And we were going to play on Ulna or whatever it was. And it was like, can't make a tune. And like, I'm just like, eventually I was like, just make one anywhere you can, you know? And then once I found out all the cosmetics you buy are claimed on a character, it's not account wide. I was like, ugh, because I was going to buy some cosmetics too. That when you, I think it was.
They've changed it now, so it's like per server, 1 character per server.
Yeah.
But
only 1 character per server?
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know.
But like the mounts are shared and stuff like that. Yeah. Anyways.
Weird.
In other news, 2.4, which I feel like we've been talking about for months and months and months, is now finally live as of today.
Let's go.
Yeah. I think it was like originally
scheduled. Did the ladder actually start today as well?
I don't think so.
When's the ladder drop? So the ladder's going to hit later on.
Yeah. I think tomorrow? Which would be weird. No,
that is kind of weird.
Launch 28th.
There's no way they would launch it the same day as D3. That'd be silly.
I think they don't really give a shit about D3 days at this
point. I mean, I know that there's some crosstalk on those teams. You know what I mean? Like I know that there is. So like that'd be kind of, maybe they don't give a shit too. Or you're right on that. Maybe they don't give a shit, but at least they'd be like, I don't think we want to do that.
It's smart to like come out of the patch, like in case something slips through the cracks before you start that your very first competitive ladder in D2R.
Yeah. So. And they gave it 2 weeks, so like that's cool because that's all Diablo 3 is going to hold people over for anyways.
Yeah,
true. Right. 2 weeks later, boom, D2. Let's keep them in the Blizzard games.
Probably has nothing to do with D3 and all about just catching those last minute bugs before.
Oh, I agree. Yeah. But let's just spin it in their favor. This was planned.
Yeah, totally.
This is planned for the D3 players to come back over.
Yeah. But yeah, that's really all that's going on there. I mean, you know who to tune into, Mr. Llama, for all that juice. Check out his stream and then check all the new stuff that happened. I think it's cool that new stuff is being added to D2. Personally, neither of us have been super interested in this, but maybe if they continue to do stuff, I don't know. It's hard to go back. It really, really is hard to go back.
It really is. I tried to get into it. I really did. I had a lot of pressure. I had more pressure to like and play and stream D2 than any game I think I've ever played. And I tried. I honestly streamed a couple streams of it and I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy the experience. And I feel even bad saying it because I know so many people are going to be like, "Oh, I can't believe you. That's blasphemy. You can't say that."
Right.
But I didn't have a great.
Yeah, man.
It is what it is.
People that love it absolutely love it.
I'm happy for you, man. It's like I could go back and play Final Fantasy VII on PlayStation and I would have a ball. And it's like, do I expect anybody that didn't nostalgically grow up with it to enjoy that game? Absolutely not. They'd play it and be like, "P, are you fucking silly right now? What are you talking about? You like this game?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude." It's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
I still play WoW for God's sake. So
yeah, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you there, but and it's not even like you're still playing retail. You're playing the stuff you already played. You are the Mr. Llama of WoW.
I know. There's millions of us, dude. It's insane. I think there's more, like, honestly, I wish I could get my hands on numbers. I feel like there's more people playing Classic than playing retail. I really do.
Really?
I'm interested. Like, if you guys are watching the YouTube video or if you're in chat, let me know if you agree, because there's some WoW players out there. I know.
Okay.
Like, tell me if you feel the same. I can log on retail and it's jam packed. It's like insanely packed. At least on White Man. So I wish I had insight to those numbers.
Right. And then Blizzard news. So this was kind of interesting. So obviously we've been following Last Epoch for quite some time. It's been getting juicy updates over time, and we're about to get into some of that too. But a lot of people are taking this as Tencent has bought into Last Epoch. Or Last Epoch, sorry. Now I'm doing what you do. God damn it. So they bought into it. A lot of people are reading this as like, oh, Tencent bought out Last Epoch, but no, they just like bought some shares, like give them some investment, which is cool because this gives them, more. It
gives them money, develop
more things. And with that,
more keyloggers too, but it's cool.
There is a big patch. So the Depths of Eterra update is live for testing. It has 2 new dungeons. Something called the Arena of Champions, which I believe is just like a boss wave type thing, boss endless wave type thing. Skill changes as always, campaign stuff. They're adding new catalysts, which is a pretty big deal. And then a bunch of stuff that is
Tencent's gonna own everything beta. Someday. We know that, right?
Yeah, right.
They literally are buying. What do they not own?
Who knows, man? I think they own this podcast. Probably. I don't even.
They probably Tencent. Where's my check? What the hell, dude? You owe me like how many years we've been doing this, Fluff?
Forever.
4? You owe me 4 years of back pay, right. Please.
Oh yeah, we've been getting millions.
Yeah, we're so rich. I don't even have to work. We make so much money.
But yeah, check it out if you're into it. It's free or just keep
waiting. Good things about Last Epoch.
It's fantastic. But
yeah,
graphically, it's like, oh.
Do I own it? I'm looking. Let's see. I know it was Grim Dawn that I bought, not Last.
Yeah, Grim Dawn's also solid. They just celebrated like a big anniversary, and I was just like, I remember because they tweeted out for the first time in forever. Like Grim Dawn never tweets out, and so they tweeted. It's like, oh my god, news from Grim Dawn. But it's just like, yay, we've been around forever. Like, come out with a new game, man. You guys killed it.
It's weird that games that I used to, Division 2 put out some PTR for the first time in like a year and a half. Like they've been like Ghost, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, well, we were super quiet. We know we didn't talk. We've been working on updating the core engine to basically, they basically said that they did a bunch of back-end work to make updates easier and more frequent. So it looks like they spent a year just like fixing engine issues or development processes to be able to pump content out. And so they put a blog or PTR up with new content, and I looked at the content like, well, this content's not very impressive though. And they're like, and I think they addressed it like, this is the first wave. Like all the work went to making us be able to put out the content. Now here's just a little bit of it. So it's really cool to see. Like I'm excited. Like I enjoyed Division 2 when it dropped. I don't really have any desire to play it now. It's not something that I'm like, oh, I can't wait to jump back in that. I really don't care, but I'm excited to see what they put out because if they develop something where they can pump out massive content, then it's like, okay, this is a benchmark for other companies to say like, hey, this is how you can do it.
Yeah.
So, and the same team that developed Division, I don't know if it's the exact same team, but I know there are team members that Ubisoft stole from the Division team are pumping out the new Star Wars game that's using the same engine that Division 2 runs on. We don't know how. I can't even remember the name of the Star Wars game now, but I'm all about anything Star Wars. I always am hyped for Star Wars stuff, even though usually it sucks. But I'm like, new Star Wars.
Super
game,
into Star Wars, but didn't play Star Wars Galaxies. Hell,
no, it was WoW, dude. I was sucked into WoW. It's because it wasn't as good as WoW. Like, am I gonna play the B game or the A game?
It was before WoW.
Nah.
Yes.
Well.
Yes.
When they definitely overlapped a little bit.
No, not in its prime.
Galaxies was shut down by 2004.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I was doing back then, though. Honestly, I don't know. So,
what were you doing before World of Warcraft?
I don't remember, man.
Okay,
it's too long ago.
God damn. Boomer brain.
You know, I don't think I was gaming as hard in that era.
Okay.
You know, like I definitely played a lot of sports games. Not by much. I think you faked your license too.
Yeah, just to get that a few months younger than you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and then back to Blizzard news. Immortal, we found out gosh, it was a while ago now that it's gonna be released Q2. So it's gonna come out before July. It's happening. It's finally happening. And Wyatt Chang did kind of one last interview with like a German.
Why hasn't he been on the pod? Wyatt?
I know, right? The hell, Wyatt?
Come on. The hell.
But yeah, some big questions in here. You know, they talk about Paragon again. They talk about the social system and how this is kind of meant to be like MMO, and they don't want PvP to be like the big defining factor for all players, but it's definitely an option. I
think they've listened to feedback that they've gotten, because, you know, they've listened to feedback. I don't know how much I, you know, can or can't say, but it's so I don't know, man. They're trying really hard to get this game right.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily think it's my cup of tea, but I do think this is a cool adventure for them, you know. And I hope that there are people that I know that are excited, like, yo, man, I play on mobile a lot. Like, I'm pretty excited for it. So I'm happy for those guys.
Yeah.
You know.
I get it. You know, I think at the end of the day, what we can all be excited for is hopefully this will drive traffic towards D4, and more traffic for D4 is in our all best interest. Assuming it's a good game.
I hope they emulate it on PC very well too, because if they emulated it where I could run it on my PC and just use a controller, like, I would actually play it a lot more. It'd probably be a better game than D3, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
So
probably, actually.
Truth. Like, I would probably rather play that than D3. So
and then Path of Exile has come out with their expansion timeline. This gets me so amped. I get so excited for this. So the 3.18 will launch May 13th. So coming up pretty quick, less than a month away, which is perfect. I'm not out of town that weekend. Everything's going to work out.
I can't wait, man. What's new in 3.18? Oh, we don't know yet.
I think that this league was awesome. You know, like all the new bosses, tons of new content, the Atlas skill tree. Like, I can't wait to kind of start again when this league.
Second best league ever, this league, right?
I agree. Yes, those are my words. I agree.
That's what I'm quoting you.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're mine. I'm quoting you.
Yeah. Second best league, IMO. And I didn't play as much as I wanted to, but, you know, Lost Ark came out at the same time, so I can't wait to deep dive into the next one. But yeah, May 13th, 3.18. We know that this isn't the big one. That was the last one, so hopefully the league mechanic is super engaging. And
I did get my wings from the Twitch stream, though.
Yeah.
Make sure. They've been doing Twitch drops. If you guys aren't familiar, I don't know how you wouldn't if you're a PoE player, but if you're not, even if you're a casual PoE player, link your PoE account to your Twitch account, and then if you go watch their reveal, then you'll get a cosmetic item, and they're usually pretty cool. They're okay. So
yeah,
get them.
I will say, so someone in the chat just said the league wasn't great. I did like the league a bit for SSF because it was a pretty good way to get like uniques you could never really get in SSF, because it's a good recipe for it. But yeah, I hope whatever the new league is, like, it's good for SSF. Ultimately, at the end of the day, that's all I want. But yeah, looking forward to that. And then finally, Lost Ark has come out with their April and May roadmap.
So, what do they got on there?
Yeah, so coming up this month, we have the Glavier, which is the Lance Master from Korea.
Okay. All right.
Great class. Very, very strong.
Yeah.
I played this one to max level. Ton of fun to play. I mean, really, all the classes are a lot of fun. I think the only classes that aren't fun are like Bard, probably Lance Master, and maybe Sorceress. I don't like Sorceress at all, because you're just like,
really? It's weird because, like, okay, I started playing Paladin, and then I was like, I am not feeling this. Yeah. I didn't have a good time leveling at all, and I switched to Sorcerer, whatever it was, Sorceress, and it was fun. I enjoyed it. I was like, okay, I'm having a good time again. So,
but yeah.
That's the cool thing, is everybody to each to their own. You know,
For sure.
It's like that for me in WoW too. It's like there's certain classes I'm like, why would you ever play that? And people are like, I love that. That's my favorite. Yeah. I'm like, okay, you know.
A new continent coming, so that's quite a bit of content. It is tier 3, the 1340 T3, which I think I'm at like 1350, so I'm ready to go. I do wish that there was, I think that's my biggest complaint right now is I don't think that, like, I don't have a problem with upgrading stuff and like it takes a long time and like getting the T3s, like it's great, but I have a problem with how not interesting gearing is. Like, because you're just like looking for better stuff, and then eventually when you're tier 3 you can like socket better skills, like upgrading of your skills that you like into your gear, and like that's okay. It's just like not like, wow, I got this crazy piece, like that's really cool. It's just like, oh, okay, cool, I'll just replace this one with that. I don't know, it's not like sucking me in like, a Path of Exile gearing would or something like that. But I do really like the game. Like, again, it's fucking free, first of all. I mean, it is pay to win, and we're not even going to go down that rabbit hole. It's 1000% pay to win. But who fucking cares? Because there's no rush. Like, you can take as much time as you want.
That's something that I think about a lot. Like, even with MMOs, and I'm going to say WoW because that's what kind of started it. I would imagine there's a lot of games, MMOs built off of WoW's model of the weekly lockouts. I think it kind of sucks. Like it does. It's like, oh, I didn't get what I wanted this week. Damn. Guess I gotta wait till next week.
No,
and I'm in that bucket right now. It's like I need tier pieces on my characters, and I didn't get shit this week. I got nothing. And so it's like, okay, I just gotta wait till next week. Like, if I want to go fucking crazy and play 23 hours a day, I want to have some kind of like, well, it's a super small chance, but you can get them doing this, or you can get them like you can. If you want to grind the raid again, go grind the raid again. Right. Like, let me grind it 15 times in a row until I get what I need, At the same time, though, if they did that, then I would have all the shit in a week, and then what am I going to do?
Yeah.
Quit?
I don't know. That's the POE style is like, I need a certain drop from this boss. Like, I'm going to, I might have to
POE
run
makes it like a
0.00001%
chance to get it, though, right? So
I just love that style so much. POE is kind of broken. I honestly think I'd be enjoying Lost Ark more right now if like Path of Exile wasn't in such a kind of like a good place. Because I do really, really hate lockouts and dailies and that whole MMO formula. It just doesn't.
That's like they added Mythic Plus to WoW, and that's been a gap. There's no lockout on it. You can just grind it, and that's fun to me. Like, I went really hard the other day, and I was like, okay, this is cool. But it's like, why? If they're gonna let you do it that way, why don't they let you do it in the raids too? I don't. There's got to be a better system that somebody hasn't invented yet. I keep waiting for like loot is the reason we play the games, and I still don't feel like this game has come out where they've just nailed the loot aspect so well. I mean, you're saying POE is that, but
it's up there. It's really up there. Like,
I guess I haven't played enough to really to
crafting
to be able
like your
to
own gear. It's just like, it is super fun in Path of Exile, and it's but it's super like rippy. Like you can totally brick something, and I don't feel like a ton of games do that.
No, there's always like, there's safety measures.
Right. I like that part of Path of Exile. You can completely ruin something that you were looking forward to. And I think that's great. Because it's like, well, I quit or I go again.
Yeah. Well, fuck this league. Right. See you in 3 months,
Also coming with this update is a power pass on the shop. It lets you jump to 960, which I think is late T2, maybe mid T2. I don't even know. I don't remember. So there's that. So a little catch up mechanic there. I don't have a problem with that. If you want to pay for it,
I don't. Yeah. It is. How do you get it? You have to buy it.
Yeah, store.
Oh.
Yeah. And then in May, the Destroyer is finally coming out. That's the guy with the giant hammer. That is like the Berserker, but a hammer.
Okay.
And then something called Trial Guardian Raids, which are a new weekly activity. where basically they attempt to defeat 3 guardians. 3
at the same time.
At the same time.
Nice.
And then new guardian raid Desgaluda. So this would be like the new, what's it called? Abyssal raid? Argos. The new Argos, basically. Desgaluda, green bird looking thing. So like those are fun. Like those fights, like I've been to phase 2 once I haven't gone too hard for Argos, and once I hit 1340, my playtime has gone significantly down. But yeah, it's like all the content that's like challenging in Lost Ark I love. Like it's just really good. And then finally the first Legion raid. So this is very much like you would understand. Like this would be like, you know, your World of Warcraft raids where you're in there and it takes a lot of time, and like maybe you get to like a certain boss and you're like, okay guys, this is it for the night, and you can come back like the next day and like try to progress more. This is raids.
That's
like
that good shit. That's where you have to get a raid team and commit and spend 12 hours a week, you know, with a bunch of dudes. How many people is the activity?
That's a good question. I don't remember, but you need 14, 15 to get there.
I wonder if it, because like, is it big difference between coordinating 5, 6 people versus 15, 25, 40? You know what I mean?
I would doubt anything in Lost Ark is more than like 16, but I don't know.
Yeah, 16 seems like a lot to me though.
Yeah.
If it's 16, then you're going to need a guild. You're going to have raid teams. If it's 5 to 8, you could maybe get 5 to 8 buddies and casually be like, "Yo, let's go do the raid tonight." You know what I mean? So
I'm just gonna Google it. Region raid size. Raid size in Lost Ark. I have an old one now. No one says anything about Legion either.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. If anybody in chat happens to know the answer to that, let us know.
It says 8. Google says 8, but I don't know.
8's a reasonable number. You know, it's on the smaller side than what I would expected, but that's
16.
It's still
this video. It says raid, and there are 16 people. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a big boy. Oh,
that's a bunch of dudes.
Yeah.
You can't even see him. All you see is his feet. You know,
like I would love to do something like this in Lost Ark.
Yeah, I wish they had some dynamic camera that would zoom out even a little bit more.
This is my problem. It's like I would have to, like, if I want to play the way I want to play, which I do want to do these fights, like, because they're super challenging, they're super interesting. I just have to like social network, and I just like don't want to.
you have to like learning the mechanics and getting the first kill is rewarding, man.
Yeah,
like spending a night. Like here, an example. It took us 189 pulls on Sire Denathrius, which was the end boss of the first raid tier in Shadowlands. 189 pulls to kill him. Like it was, I don't know, man, 3 weeks or some shit. I don't remember. Like, that's a lot, dude. That's a lot of getting your ass kicked and a lot of frustration and but when we killed him, it was like, fuck yeah, man. You know, like it was really cool. So I think that's part of the fun is learning the mechanics, having a group of people that you did it with, and like you'll remember that shit. Yeah. So, but like you said, the problem is you have to commit. I mean, if you want to get on a raid team of 16 people, you don't randomly go looking for a group for 16 people. I mean, you probably could, but like you're gonna have to join a guild and network and make buddies and commit to like, yeah, man, every Tuesday at 7:00 we're gonna go do the raid. Right. You know. Then you're me.
I did that in life, and it's not like I don't know. I don't.
Then you're me, man. Right. You know.
At least in Lost Ark, you're not really like playing for drops. Like obviously you can get stuff, and like it's gonna be an upgrade or whatever, but you're not like in World of Warcraft. Like, you know, your weapon comes from this guy, and so like every week you're looking forward to like that one fight because your guy, you know, he drops that one thing. And Lost Ark doesn't necessarily suffer from that, so like that's good, I guess. But
the dude's just chilling. He's not even attacking him. He's just like, just wait for it. He's like, sure what is this? Just tickles.
I'm sure anything he would do would one shot my character. So
yeah, that's funny, man.
Yeah, looks good.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Like, you know,
Again, I think that Lost Ark for me is gonna now kind of forever be like, yeah, it's gonna be that game that's like on the back of my mind. If I'm bored, like the POE season's on the downward slope, definitely gonna play it. Obviously D3 seasons aren't going very long anymore. Like maybe the weekend now these days. So
like Friday night.
One of my main games for a while. I'm hoping that, like, honestly, like, Path of Exile and D3 or D4 make me like, okay, I'm never going back to Lost Ark. I mean, ideally that would be the perfect world that
I hope D4 comes out and it's like I played 2 games. I played D4 and wow, that's it. Like that's all I have time for, and between the two of them I'm sucked in. So
yeah. And POE 2, right? I think you forgot to say POE 2.
It depends.
PChild, swear to God.
It's good.
If you still haven't killed Awakener by POE 2.
I'm never going to kill Awakener. I'm probably not going to play POE again until POE 2. So
you're the worst.
My gaming time's gone down, man. I have to be even more selective now on what I play.
Yeah.
And it's like,
well, has your game time gone down? It's just your stream time gone down.
Yeah, true. True. No, game time's gone down. I used to play all day and all night. Now I just play all night. So.
Okay. So yeah, that's it for gaming news. But there's some things we want to chat, right? Like it's been a month since we got to talk about some PChild loves, Fluff hates.
All right.
But before we get into those, I wanted to talk and ask you what have you thought about the Moon Knight? What have you thought about the Halo series?
Getting into my loves. I want to talk about those things.
Okay, well,
you're already on the same page, man.
All right.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and start it off.
Okay.
I love Halo. I think Halo's good. I don't think it's the best show ever. So when I say I love it, I'm just saying I like it. I like Halo. I look forward to it on Fridays. Me personally, I don't even know if I've played the campaign on any of the Halos except for maybe 5.
As far as I know, none of the Halos have a campaign. So
okay, so yeah. So like you haven't either. So like for the story, I vaguely I played Halo. I played through the campaign on the original Halo on Xbox. Like how many years ago was that? 20?
Yeah.
I don't know. So do I remember the story? Not at all. And so Halo started up, and I'm not going to spoil anything if you haven't seen it. But it was not what I expected. They came down guns blazing, and like when it was a little more gory than I thought it would be.
I agree with that.
I was like, oh shit, okay, this is a real series. Like this isn't I think
my interest level immediately went up when it was gory. Yeah,
instantly. I agree. As soon as the first scene, right?
Yeah,
you're like, okay, I'm hooked. Let's go. So there. I personally enjoy it. There's a political side to it too. I feel like some power struggle stuff that they do that's not action based. I enjoy that as well. I could definitely see people being like, "This is slow. I don't like this episode." Yeah, kind of stuff.
The one thing that's triggered me a little bit, and it's not even like a big plot point or anything, but the planet they're originally on, it sounds like they're saying magic, like Planet Magic. I was like, I feel like they could have picked like a way better term for this planet because it sounds like they're saying Planet Magic.
What is it?
It's like Madriga or something like that.
Madrigal?
Something like that. But it sounds like they're saying
magic.
I
watch too many shows,
it's like, that's way too nerdy. Like, so many people are probably like, why would you call it Planet Magic? But anyway.
So, my only other thing I'll say about it, I do like the show a lot. I definitely recommend anybody out there, go check. If you're into sci-fi stuff whatsoever, you have to watch it. The actor they picked to play Master Chief, what are your thoughts? What are your opinions?
I obviously really dislike that they changed his voice. Like, why not just get the voice actor to do the voice? Keep his fucking helmet on, because that's the thing with the Master Chief. He doesn't take his helmet off. But it's kind of like it worked for the Mandalorian. Like the whole first season, he didn't take off his helmet. And no one's like, "Oh, this show fucking sucks." So like, why would it be a big deal? He's
never taken it off. He didn't take it off at all in season 2, did he?
Yeah, I think he did.
I don't. Let us know, chat. If I don't remember him taking it off in season. He might have. I don't remember. But yeah, when he took his helmet off, I was like, oh, that's the guy they picked.
Yeah.
And since then, I've gotten
big dude. It makes sense.
I've gotten over it. Yeah. Like I'm okay with him now, right?
Okay.
But Yeah, I kind of thought he wouldn't have been my first choice personally, but he's cool now. Like now I'm okay with it. So it's all right. It is what it is. But no, it's interesting, man. I wish we could do some spoiler talk because there's definitely things that I'm interested in. But so anyway, watch Halo. I like it. Thumbs up from me. Moon Knight. I watched episode 1. I haven't seen 2.
Okay.
I don't know if 3 comes out today or this week.
3 already did.
I was gonna watch 2 tonight actually, but then I ended up working on a computer that was acting up. So I don't know, man. It's hard to say with the first episode, right? It was not what I expected. I don't know what I expected, but it was definitely like kind of weird and slow. But I haven't written it off yet. Right. Like it's better than the first episode of Hawkeye. That's for damn sure.
Sure.
You know,
I have not enjoyed. I'm all 3 episodes in, because I couldn't do a whole lot when I had the gut problem. Mm-hmm. I don't like it. There's nothing about it that I like so far. I like that actor a lot, so I like had really, really high hopes going in. But yeah, no part of me is really enjoying it at this point. I'm like just watching.
It's weird. I've heard that so my brother has similar tastes as I do.
Okay.
And he was like, I dislike it. And I'm like, okay. The first episode wasn't enough for me to say either way. I'm still neutral.
It's not unwatchable. It's just like I'm not like, this is good.
But I've also had people tell me that they really liked it.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay. So I've definitely seen other side of, it's the jury's not out yet on Moon Knight. So we'll catch it out. I will say, have you seen the trailer for Obi-Wan? Good God.
Yeah, that looks good.
God.
I love Ewan McGregor because he's a motorbiker but
that trailer for Obi-Wan, if you haven't seen it, go watch it right now. Not right now. As soon as the podcast is over.
Right. Wait
till the podcast is over.
We just lost 10 people because you said that.
It's phenomenal. It is, man. My expectations are so high. I know I'm going to be let down.
Sure.
There's no way it's going to live up to the hype that I have built up in my head. It's going to be my Cyberpunk 2077 that no matter how good it is, I'm going to be like, yeah.
I think at the end of the day though, like even if you hate episode 1, 2, and 3, which is a pretty safe.
No.
bet.
Okay. I'm going to go back into that. I rewatched all the Star Wars movies with my son to prep for this Obi-Wan. We started with episodes 4, 5, and 6.
Right.
Phenomenal.
Right.
I was hooked. I watched them with him. I was like, damn, this was good. I enjoyed every second. He was like, these are amazing. Then we went episodes 1, 2, and 3. Dog shit. Worst dog shit. Horrible dog shit. I can't even... How did they produce those movies? I can't... They're so... bad. And I remember thinking, like, when we put on episode 1, I remember thinking, like, it can't be as bad as I remember. It really can't. And then I watched it and it was worse. It was worse than I remembered. And I remembered it really bad.
Yeah. Here's the thing though. It's like, those movies are awful, right? I think that like in no way, shape, or form was that Ewan McGregor's fault. And I think Ewan McGregor was actually a good cast for Obi-Wan.
I think he's the only reason I like it. Him and then Qui-Gon.
Right.
Liam Neeson are the only reasons I even like those movies at all. The dialogue is so bad. I'm telling you guys, if you think you like those movies, go rewatch them. You probably haven't seen them in a while because my opinion lowered so much after rewatching them, especially after watching 4, 5, and 6. Like we watched a movie every day. We went episode 4 Monday, episode 5 Tuesday, episode what
about 7, 8, 9?
Watched. Huh?
What about 7, 8, 9?
We're gonna watch those right after.
Gotcha.
It's the plan. But I wanted him to understand because we watched Mandalorian together, and you can watch Mandalorian and not really have seen other Star Wars movies, and it's cool. It's fine. It's okay. I can explain some tidbits, like when Luke shows up and kicks all the ass in first season of Mando. I can explain how he's a badass MFer and and he's like, okay, cool. But now that he's seen the original Star Wars, it makes more sense. But like, you can't watch the Obi-Wan series and not understand what's going on, right? So I was like, we have to watch these.
Yeah.
But But my son didn't even, like, he agreed. Like, we were watching episode 2 and he's like, this sucks. He literally said that to me. He's like, this sucks. After 4, 5, and 6, he was like, these are so good, man. And like, to have him watch the movies that were made in the 70s and the 80s,
it's wild.
And be fucking hooked. I mean, it's like, dude, he was begging me to watch episode 5 as soon as 4 ended. And I'm like, I can't, man. Like, we can't watch it tonight. You got to go to bed. And he was like, it's so good, you know? And I'm like, dude, I raised him right, you know? And then we watched episodes 1 and 2, and he's like, these are horrible, Dad. Like, what's going on? Yeah. So, you know, I don't know, man. Anyway, that's my rant for Star Wars. But the Obi-Wan trailer, man, I'm so hyped for that.
Yeah.
So, that's it. That's my loves, I guess. I'll end at that. What do you got?
Fluff hates. Okay, so I did a festival down Tulum.
Okay.
And there's a couple things worthy of hates. Like, one of the things I think I mentioned before is I did this cruise one time outside of Riviera Maya, Mexico, and there was literally, no, it was Aruba actually, and there was literally a girl standing at the front of the boat with the phone pointed at herself the entire, like, 2.5 hour long sail. Did not turn it off, did not look around, just had the phone, looking at the phone, selfieing herself, right? And I saw the same sort of thing a lot down at the Zama Festival. There's like a lot of people that are like, instead of, this happens at concerts, period, but like people just have their phone on. They're just like literally standing there recording. And this festival is 12 fucking hours long. And
it's like, are you gonna go rewatch this like ever?
No.
Like, come on.
And it's not even like a good video. It's like, it's dark outside and like the lights and fog getting in the way. It's just like, what are you doing? Like, I don't understand.
See, that's Specs. That's the lead singer right there.
And so, like, people will be like, well, Fluff, you take video all the time. And I mean, I make a conscious effort to, like, so I'm doing something, I'm traveling or whatever, and I pull my phone out and I go bloop, like maybe 14 seconds maximum, and I put it back in my pocket and I'll touch it again for like 2 hours. So it's like, I don't know, people get so caught up on the whole, like, I want to film where I'm at, not because like this is a really cool experience and I want to remember it forever. I want to film where I'm at so I can post it on social media so that other people will envy me for being here. And I just fucking cannot stand that.
Yeah, there's a definite distinction and a line to cross there, right?
Yeah.
And it's like this. So my wife and I went to Hawaii twice, back-to-back years. And we went in like 2014, 2015, I think. And both, the first time for sure when we were there, and this was before, like, social media was still a thing then, but not as big. It was more Facebook and Twitter we weren't on it, at least. But she was taking pictures the entire time on the first trip, like the whole time, And I was eventually, at some point during the trip, I said, like, live in the moment. Like, we're here, like, let's live this, right? And so I remember having that conversation, and she's like, you do you, and I'm gonna take my pictures. Like, I'm happy, you're happy. I'm like, okay, whatever, that's fine, right? Sure. Take your pictures if that makes you happy. She took all our pictures. I took like 2. Literally, I took like 2 pictures the whole time. If it wasn't for her taking a billion pictures, I wouldn't even have any of the trip. Sure. So there's definitely like a middle ground.
Yeah.
And I realized that because I went to go look for pictures. I'm like, hey, you got any pictures of our Hawaii trip? I think I have like 2. And she's like, yeah, and she had like everything, right? I'm like, oh yeah, there's that cool thing that I was looking for. So
yeah. I'm with you, man. Like, and that's, like, people like, we question, like, okay, so I have social media, the Instagram. I post somewhat frequently. If you don't follow me, go follow, by the way. And it's for me. Like, at the end of the day, like, people are like, oh, you post a lot on social media. It's like, it's not for anyone else. It's for me. If people want to follow it, like, great. But I love going back and looking at all the videos, the fun stuff that I did for me. It's not because I'm like, hey, look how great life is or whatever. Like, blah, blah, blah. And I hate that. Like, people get so caught up. I saw this, like, really interesting documentary while I was down in Tulum, because I was, like, just dead for the day, because I was doing CrossFit like twice a day and it was 90 degrees. Like, it was so fucking hot. And one of the days I was just like dead. I couldn't want to do anything. But I saw this, like, I think it was a YouTube video or a documentary where this guy was like someone had gone up and asked a question. I was like, I see, like, you're successful. Like, how can I, like, be like that? Or how can I become more like you or whatever? And he's like, you don't know, like, the fucking first thing about me. Like, I could be batshit crazy. Like, I could be like, I can't hold down like a girlfriend or whatever. Like, I could be like miserable in 1,000 different ways. Like, you only get this teeny tiny fraction of an image, like on social media, of like who a person is or what their life is like. And so it's like to have any kind of envy for anyone,
even people,
yeah,
right, like even like I have somebody I won't even reference, but there's a person that from all accounts you look at them and you're like, dude, they got everything. Nice job,
right,
wife, kids, cars, land, like everything, right? And then and you take a peek into the window and it's like they're not happy. They're arguing all the time. You know, so everybody's envious of other people. Like you don't know what's going on, dude. It's crazy. So I'm with you on that.
He was driving home, and this is like it's gonna be common sense to a lot of people. Hopefully, most people in here. But like, if you want to compare yourself to anyone, like who you should be comparing yourself to is who you were like last year. Like right, like it's April 14th. Who was I last year? Am I better now?
A broke ass full-time streamer,
right? Right.
Made no fucking money, right? Okay,
sure, but yeah, like those are the comparisons you should be making. So that was a good.
That's a great thing. Yeah, compare yourself to who you are. I like that. That's a good little snippet. There's on the wall at the gym that I have a membership to and sometimes go to. They have like, you know, motivational stuff, right? And they change it all the time. But one of the times they repaint the wall. It's kind of crazy. Like it's not just a hanging up. They actually repaint the wall every couple of months with a new motivational thing. It's kind of you know, big spenders. But one of them said one time, it said, today's actions are tomorrow's results.
Okay.
That's it. That's all it said. And like that, I don't know why, man. I think about that every time. I'm like, fuck this diet. I'm going to go eat a fucking cheeseburger or whatever, you know. I'm just like, today's actions, tomorrow's results. I'll want it right now. Tomorrow, I might be like, why'd I do that? You know what I mean?
Right.
And so that applies not only to like diets and fitness and whatever, but it applies to everything, right? Today's actions. So today you didn't do your work you're supposed to do. You didn't go out and apply for the job. You didn't go out and, you know, whatever the fuck that you're supposed to do or want to do. If you want to be something, what you do today makes you that tomorrow. You know what I mean? So it's a cool quote, man. That one stuck with me forever. Like I think I'll think about that. I think about that weekly for sure, if not more. So
I saw this another interesting thing to touch on what you literally just said. It was like you want to like change your life or whatever, like start tomorrow, make your bed. And there's so many people that are like making bed, like making my bed, like changed my life. Like just doing those small incremental changes of your daily activity, like day to day. And it might not feel like a lot at first. You're not maybe making a ton of difference first, but you're like, like look at where you are a year from now or 2 years from now, 10 years from now, for sure.
I'm never making my bed.
I'm with you there, dude. I do not make my bed.
Okay, so this is the whole derail. My mom made me make my bed as a kid growing up. And then once I got like into my teens, I was like old enough, like I don't want to make my bed anymore, right? But it was a thing, like you made your bed. And I'm like, that's the dumbest shit. And I've heard people say like, you know, making your bed, if you make your bed, you've already accomplished a task in the first thing. And I'm like, all these things, motivational things. And I get it. They're right. Never making my fucking bed. I'm not doing it.
I'm with you. But like, you know, you can play that whole making your bed concept to like a lot of.
No, I get it. I get it. I'm just saying. I'm literally saying like I was forced.
Man.
I was forced to make my bed as a kid. I will never do it.
Lindsay was all about making the bed, and it was like great because it's like I like a made bed. It's not that I'm like, oh, I like it's so stupid. Like getting into a made bed, it's nice. Like
my wife and I have our own blankets because I swear to God, like when we first started living together, she would like take the blanket and like roll and twist and it would pull it off me. Yeah. And I'm like, pull it back. And then it became this like tug of war. And it was like all the time. And I would wake up with no blanket or like half blanket. And so eventually I got the big brain idea. I have blankets all over the house, right? And so she steals the blanket when I'm like, fuck this. And I went and I just grabbed a whole nother blanket. And that was it. From that day forward, we have never shared a single blanket unless we go to some, you know, unless we're staying at a different house or hotel or something. Like we have our own blankets.
Yeah.
And we're right next to each other, but it's like you can twist and roll and do whatever you want. And I do my own.
Yeah.
So.
I have gotten very used to like I sleep on the edge of the bed. Period.
Me too, actually.
Because like Lindsay would take up the entire bed, like all the time, or she would just like always want to be like really close or cuddling, and she would just like, and I would be like rolling over.
You ever like go, this is the half line of the bed, you're way on my side.
Yes,
like all the time, right? All the time,
of course.
Yeah.
And so I've just gotten used to like sleeping on the edge of the bed, like it just period. So it's just like it's very. I've got this huge bed, and I don't use any of it.
I do the same thing. So
I'm like uncomfortable unless like one of my limbs is like hanging off of the bed. It's weird.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, let's jump into some Twitter questions. Do you have more?
No
stuff. Okay. Let me pull them up. First question we have: if you guys want to submit questions to the podcast, you can tweet at ThaPChild or at Lord__Fluffy. You can join our Discords. We have new meta sections in there. First question comes from Kiray. He says, do you think we should be required to carry light sources as part of our gear in D4? And there was a little bit more. He linked an article where they compared the darkness of D4 and they talked about it. Obviously, it's hard to put that into the question, but I think we get it. D4 is dark and gritty. And how do you feel about having to carry light radius or having it in the game?
Fucking hate it. I do too. Stats that like mean nothing at all.
Yeah. It's kind of weird. Like there have been games in the past that I've played where if you went into a dungeon, you had to equip a torch or a light or something, right? But eventually you got gear that would glow and would act as that light source naturally. I wouldn't be opposed to that kind of system because it does give you a sense of power. Like, okay, levels 1 through 10 or whatever, you're leveling up, you're a noob, you got like a stick and a sandals on, right? Okay, you got to carry a torch. That's cool. Well, in endgame, if I have to sacrifice power for a light source, or if I have to worry about collecting a useless stat just so I can see in the game, I don't think that's fun. So why have it in the game? Just make my armor glow, or just make it non-existent. So
yeah, I mean, we've seen that. Like that to me, that kind of reminds me of delving, right? So like. Yep. You have to throw down a lantern to illuminate a certain area, or otherwise you'll die, or you won't be able to see anything, or like you'll get surrounded by mobs that you can't hurt because they're in the darkness. I don't know. Like it can work. I think the delve at this point has like kind of played itself into the ground, but like it's still a thing to do. But would I want to be doing that like every single time I entered a dark area in D3 or D4 period? Probably not.
They could play on the darkness in different ways though, where you don't have to keep a light source. Like let's say they could have a dungeon that has a mechanic in it where it's like, hey, this area is pitch black, you can't see, you have to go light torches, you have to move obstacles to create light somehow or do something. That's right.
Fine. Yeah.
And so like that's cool. Okay, just do that. Like so every dungeon doesn't have to be dark, but you can put some in the game if you want to.
There's just always that caution there that like, is that going to be fun for the 200th time you do it?
Right. Yeah. That's the problem with Diablo 4 in general, I think, is we look at this as Diablo 3 players saying like, okay, we've done greater rifts for 10 years straight, right? What systems can you design that'll be fun for 10 years straight? And doing anything, climbing that ladder that we saw in that demo for 4 years straight. Yeah, for the 5,000th time. We're going to be like this. Oh my God. So I don't know, man. I agree though. I do agree. Like you got to make it fun or make it infrequent when you do it and put it in like a raid scenario. If they have raids, that's a whole other topic. Should they have raids in Diablo 4?
Yeah. I think that's really interesting. Like, so say they had like a dungeon that was kind of like Delve in D4. I could see this like in Lost Ark, like maybe there's some gimmicky mechanic that you're doing in a dungeon like every single time you do it, and you're like, fucking hell, like, and then if someone goes away from what you're supposed to do, you're like, well, you're an idiot. What are you doing? Yeah. As long as it's like randomly, like if you didn't know where you were going each time, I think that's like the only way it kind of works. And like Delve is completely random every single time you do it. But
that's the big thing with Diablo, and they did talk about tile sets. A little bit in the blog. If you guys haven't read it, you should read it. If nothing else, if you don't know what a tile set is, when in Diablo 3, the maps you get that are procedurally generated, they're just tile pieces. Think of like a jigsaw puzzle, and they just take these pieces and they put them together to make the map. They randomly generate. And some tiles, that's how like when Fluff and I played so much, we knew that specific tiles would always lead to the exit. So like in the Asmodan Act 3, whatever it's called, levels, like I know one season, the way the tiles lined up, you always, when you saw a certain tile piece, if you went northwest through the gate, you always got to the end of the level.
Right.
Then they flipped it the next season. They made it's like northeast or whatever. So when you see those tile pieces, so for D4, they talked about tile sets and how they implemented and improved on that system, like putting objects and then being able to layer the objects with like textures and stuff. It's pretty cool, man. So I really hope D4 makes it to where because like tiles are extremely easy to spot for us in D3 because we played so much. It's like, oh, it's this tile set. I know these pieces. I hope we don't get that feeling in D4. I hope the random generated dungeons and areas are like genuinely like, okay, I know this area. I know where I need to go. I don't want that to happen. I want to be like, I have no idea where I'm supposed to go. Like, let's keep looking, you know? I'm sure we'll memorize them eventually. I'm sure we'll figure out the algorithms, but I hope it's much improved.
Right.
So
as long as it's not brainless, you know.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, I see this tile. It looks like a, you know, XYZ part. I know I need to go northwest. I'm out. Bane Zap says, who will be your fourth for season 26 opening night, and why won't it be Nightwolf?
Good question.
Throwing a little shade at Nightwolf, huh? Yeah, I got team members. From my community, it's Medic and Jimmy the Crisp. I don't know if you guys have been. Jimmy's in my streams every season launch. He's always one of the first guys leveling. He's really good, and he usually power levels my community afterwards. Okay. So he's pretty awesome. And Medic's been with us a couple seasons in the past. Yeah, Medic's good too. So yeah, we'll have that'll be our team tomorrow night, and we'll rock it out.
Yeah.
Zucky says, what's an acceptable number of dates to go on before making the relations?
Like, what do you mean?
Like the relations.
Oh, the sexy time. I thought you meant like before going into a relationship. I was like,
no, like the friendship. The good stuff.
I don't think, honestly, like, I think girls obviously like hang on to that a bit more because there is that social like shame that they get if they like do it too fast or whatever. I think whatever. Like, to me, I don't think you should ever pressure a woman into like doing any of that, and you'll probably get there faster if you never pressure them. So yeah, one date to like, I don't know, 8 maybe would be like the max. Is like, okay, why are we not like, I would never say that, but like, I'd probably be like, oh, I'd probably like kind of lose interest.
So Fluff's like a month. So because like Friday, Saturday is 2 dates, right? So that's 4 weeks tops. Maybe even
historically less. For me, it doesn't take very long.
Okay. Fluff's a 1 hour kind of guy. Got it.
What about you?
Yeah, I'll let listen, I haven't been in the dating scene in a long time. I'm a guy, so my answer is going to be like 0, you know? So
okay.
I don't know.
All right.
No, but you know, I would say when you're comfortable, man, like, you know, you kind of just, if it happens, it happens kind of deal, you know?
You know, one of the things I've noticed like dating is some girls that I've dated have been like, oh, like I don't want to do stuff unless I'm like in a relationship with someone. So like if we're dating, that's fine, but just like there's not going to be that. And I was like, how would you know that you want to be in a relationship with someone that you haven't even like done stuff with? Because like, what if you guys are like super connected and then like compatible, and then you like mess around and it's like, oh God, like no, this is not a good fit at all.
Yeah, it's like chicken of the sea.
Yeah,
you know, you're just like, oof.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's a good question for people that have hired, I don't want to say standards, that's the wrong room, but like, I mean, I have a buddy that was married before his first time.
Wow.
Like traditional style, right? Because that's a traditional way. And to me, it would have been like, whew, like, that's hard. That's a hard pill to swallow for me personally. But like, to each his own, though. I don't just do you, man. Whatever feels right.
Whatever's right for you, for sure.
Whatever feels right.
Just don't ever pressure, chat. Don't do that.
Definitely don't do that. The last question we had today had been so long, people forgot to submit questions. Yeah, this is number 5.
Okay.
We had 5 this week. Durnap says, if you woke up tomorrow morning and you're a millionaire, what's something about your life that you wouldn't change? It's a flip, because usually it's like, oh, I'm gonna go buy this. What would you spend it on? What would you not? What would you still do? Would you quit immediately if you were like, you won the lottery, you got a couple $1,000,000 in your bank account? Are you instantly like, peace?
$1 million?
Not because that's not enough to probably quit, right? Yeah. Let's say 5. Let's say 5 million. You can make 5 million last for a long time.
I mean, especially me. Fuck.
Yeah. You're very frugal.
Yeah, and I'm single dude. Anyone to support. Yeah, I mean, 5 million. Yeah, for sure. I would quit. I think like $1 million, I'd probably, I don't know. I might ask to like reduce hours for a while or something. Like figure out what I want to do. Because like I'm definitely in that position in life where like I've never loved what I do. I do what I do because it allows me to like pursue the passions that I'm really interested in.
Yeah, I think there's a thing. People are like, oh, the perfect job. No matter what you do, if you're forced to do it, you don't want to do it.
Right.
Even when I was streaming full time, there were so many days I didn't want to get up and go stream. Like, that's the job, right? That's the dream.
Yeah.
But there's like days where it's like, man, I'm tired today. I just want to lay on the couch. I don't want to go stream. But it's like, that's my job. Gotta go do it. So I don't care what anybody says. There's just jobs that are like, okay, this is something I can do and not like want to off myself every day, right? So but I would say, what would I not change though, to answer the question? Jeez. I mean, I'd keep my wife. Does that count? Like,
but
I would definitely
keep
like, $1 million. I don't know, right? I'm gonna say, let's say I'm gonna go more than $1 million, because $1 million's not crazy money. Okay. Let's say it's like 20 million.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
I'm buying a new house. I'm buying new cars. I'm gonna redo my stream room, a game room. So what am I keeping?
Branch where I live, obviously.
Yeah, that's fine. Right. I'm gonna have a guest house. It's not even gonna be a branch, right? So that's all change. What would I not change? What would I not buy?
Yeah, that'd be really tough. Because for me, like, if I came into like any kind of money, like, I would immediately just like travel 24/7. Like,
right. And like somebody in chat said your stream room, like, you would change your stream room because you would move. You know what I mean? So
I don't know. Honestly, if I want,
you didn't even like that house, bro. Like, you didn't even pick it out.
But what do I need? Like, I picked this one out. But
not for no. Like,
I don't know.
You would still be in that apartment
even when I'm here. Like, this is way too much space for me. It's not even like you've been here. It's not like grand, huge. It's large.
No, but it's a lot for a single guy, though.
Yeah.
It's like 3 bedrooms and 3 floors.
I have just zero interest in like owning another house. I don't know. I guess I would move like to a better place to live. I think that's probably like the reason I would.
Red Sea. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think I would change lots of stuff. So
yeah, I think I will say, okay, so one thing I think I would stick to, assuming that I'm like not traveling 24/7, which would be a big F. I really genuinely love making my morning latte. Like, it is like a ritual. Love it. That is like the best thing I discovered at age 40 or 39, whatever.
I wake up every day. This is my new working PChild habit. I wake up every day, I make coffee, and I make sausage every day.
Wait.
And I know it's not bacon. I know.
What the fuck?
Know.
So you might subconsciously actually like sausage more than bacon.
No, it's easier to cook. It's definitely easier. It's cleaner.
Okay, dude. All right.
It's easier to cook.
Shit.
But every day, like that's my breakfast, man. Eggs, sausage, coffee, like pretty much every day. So, but I would change that. If I were rich, I wouldn't cook it. I'd be like, hey, that's chef,
immediately. I honestly think that's one of the first things I would do if I came into a lot of money. Is I would have 1,000%. I would have a personal chef. 1,000%.
Me too. 100%. All day.
Yeah.
Because like you could eat healthy, amazing food.
Yes.
Right.
Right.
And the problem is, we could do it now, but it's so much effort.
It's a lot of
to do the healthy, amazing food, and it's like, hey, chef, you hook it up. That's what I'm paying you. Let's go.
Yep.
You know. So
that'd be one of like top. I'd say top 3 things I would do. Would be like
I'd also have a in-house masseuse too. Like if I was Bill Gates, man, I would have.
You don't even exercise. What do you need a masseuse all the time for?
Just because it's amazing, dude. Massages are the best, dude. Okay. You know, I'd be like 24/7. Anytime, they'd be on shifts. It'd be so much. I'd be like,
God damn, multiple? Okay.
Multiple, same time. Yeah. All right. Oh, easy there, Fluff. You know, we're not talking about the endings, okay?
All right.
Right. So, that's it, man. That's all I got. I think we can wrap up episode 176. If you guys want to see more of us tomorrow night for the season start.
Also, a little fun fact. I don't know if this is for sure. I think it's for sure at this point, but I might be on television soon.
Okay.
Well,
on a TV show?
Yeah, maybe.
Well, I want the details. How am I just hearing about this?
Hey, it might happen. So
okay.
We'll see.
Like local TV or like cable TV?
We'll see.
All right.
More details to come.
Do you have a new meta shirt you're gonna wear?
Yeah, of course. Yes.
Right. You see Fluff in the back of like an episode of I don't even know, man. He's in like some Marvel show and like a sidewalk, doing a sidewalk. He's like, new meta.
Right. Ripping.
All right, guys. Have a good one. We'll catch you tomorrow for the season launch.
Yeah. Peace.